This is going to be a very quick video following on from the weigh-in of Joseph Parker versus Jason Bergman. If you want to see the full thoughts, just Google boxing gossip Parker Bergman. There's an extended video on YouTube for that. Just a quick one. I've sat down, I've watched the weigh-in, and let me say I was very surprised, number one, by the size difference between the two guys, and number two, by the conditioning of Bergman in particular. You know, I've watched Bergman on some old tapes, I've seen a few of his previous fights, some of the stuff that's been available on YouTube. I didn't realise that he was going to be so considerably smaller than Joseph Parker. You know, I thought this may be a bit of a test for Parker to get inside that southpaw jab and start working away. But Parker is substantially the bigger man in terms of frame and in terms of height. You know, Parker is going to be able to work off his own jab here and set up stuff from the outside before bridging that gap and coming inside, you know. For me, that was a bit of a surprise, actually, how much bigger Parker is than Bergman. You know, some people online saying it's an inch or two in it. You know, for me, it looked towards the top end of that. Parker's got a much bigger frame than this guy. Secondly, in terms of conditioning, Bergman weighed in between 116 and 117 kilos. If you're in the UK, we're talking about a guy here who's about 18 and a quarter stone. You know, he's a heavy guy. A heavy guy, especially for someone who's a smaller height for a heavyweight. Parker himself, he weighed in at about 108. I think that's low 17 stones for UK money. So, yeah, Parker was looking by far the more athletic, by far the more well-conditioned athlete in there. And I've got to say, with Bergman's conditioning, with the amount of weight he's carrying around his midriff, I think that he's not going to be the most mobile of opponents in there. And I just think, you know, this confirms everything I've thought in the lead up to this fight. I know it's not a beauty contest. Boxing is not about who's got the best six-pack. Boxing is not about who's the tallest guy in the world. You know, it's more complex than that. But when sometimes when you look at a weigh-in, you can kind of gauge a distinct impression that one guy should be a real heavy, dominant favourite. For me, Parker just looked like a different level to Bergman in terms of athleticism and in terms of how dedicated he is to the sport. You know, because if you turn up to a weigh-in looking like Bergman did today, it's safe to assume you haven't been living the Warriors lifestyle for too long in the build-up to this fight. You know, I see Parker outworking this guy with the jab. I think the guy's too low level for his southpaw stance to cause an issue. I think Parker's going to work him on with the jab, keep him at range, and I think the guy's going to be slow. I think he's going to be less mobile than Parker, and I think Parker's going to finish him off with ferocious combinations. Could go one round, could go 2 rounds. I'd be very surprised if it goes beyond 3 rounds. Let me know your thoughts. Have you checked in the weigh-in? Were you surprised? For me, Bergman looking very short and very heavy, and not the best conditioned athlete, especially when standing next to Joseph Parker. Many thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, give me the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see my post-fight video tomorrow. I'll cover the fight. It may be one of those where the post-fight video is longer than the fight itself, but regardless, I will cover it when I'm up in the morning. Thanks for watching.